Welcome to the first edition of Math 109. We're going to talk about inverses and parabolas. So let's start out with a nice example. So how about x cubed minus 1? Nice example, right? Okay, so what we do for inverses, the first step, you exchange the x and the y. So then you're going to get x is equal to y cubed minus 1. And let's solve out for y. So we're going to get y cubed is equal to x plus 1. And thus, y is equal to the cubed root of x plus 1. That can also be written as f of minus 1 of x is equal to the cubed root of x plus 1. Alright, let's move on to our next example. Let's have a more fun one. Example 2. Let y be equal to x plus 6 to the, let's rock it out to the 5th power. Okay, so we're going to exchange the x and the y, that's the first step. X is equal to y plus 6 to the 5th. I'm going to take the 5th root of both sides, and we're going to get the 5th root of x is equal to y plus 6. And then y is equal to the 5th root of x minus 6. Okay, sweet, we're just rocking along. I think we want to try another example. You know we do. Okay, so let's try a bit of a harder example, just because there are two cases. Let y be equal to x squared plus 2. So the first thing we do is our little x and y exchange. So we have x is equal to y squared plus 2. And then y squared is equal to x minus 2. Then we gotta take the square root of both sides. So it's gonna be y is equal to plus or minus x minus 2. It's a very important point to make. In fact, I'm going to circle it in orange because this is something that you should know. Don't forget that. A lot of bad things can result. Okay. Sweet. You think we're good for inverses? Now let's actually try one more. Okay. Woo! Don't get too excited. Example 4. Let y be equal to x plus 2 quantity squared. Then the square root of y... nope. Remember, we have to start off with our flipping the x's and y's. That was just a test. X is equal to y plus 2 quantity squared. We're just going to take the square root of both sides, and we get y is equal to plus or minus square root of x minus 2. Okay, so let's just think about this for a second. So it does show that these two functions have different inverses. Of course, they're completely different functions, but very similar in nature, have very different inverses. Okay. Do you think that's enough in the inverse world? I think so too. Okay. So now we're going to rock out. Okay, good, you can still see. Parabolas. Okay, so let's consider that we have, remember our completing the square method, we have x squared plus bx plus c. And our completing the square method says that we can do this. Right? And then, thus, we have something really fun. So let's give this a shot with an example. Let's consider x squared plus 4x plus 1. Okay? Oh, we should probably call this a function. So, let's try to do some rearranging. So we get x squared plus 4x. We have our b is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Squared is 4. Plus 4 minus 4 plus 1. And we know that this is that from above. Because we can say this then. X plus b divided by 2 squared plus c minus that stuff. That's an equivalent way of saying that. Okay. So now we have this. Negative 4 plus 1. Oh, that gives you negative 3. So that's our f of x now. But a parabola has the form of this. That would give you negative hk as the vertex. So that's the case that we have. So now vertex for this would be negative 2, negative 3, and there's a min at x is equal to negative 2 of negative 3. Why is this? Leading coefficient is positive. It means the parabola, I don't know where it is, but we can say where it is. 2 over 2 down 3, something like that. Not really accurate drawn on the graph, but that's a minimum. Sweet! Wasn't that exciting? I think we're too excited, so we should have another example. All right, let's consider a second example then. Let's rock out an f of x is equal to negative x squared plus, let's go 2x plus 16. Okay, let's try that. Which is equal to negative x squared plus 2x. And we have our plus 1 and the minus 1 again. Okay, so this one's going to be a bit trickier to factor. Let's do this first though, and I promise this will make sense. We're going to take out the negative sign here. Get x squared minus 2x plus 1. Plus 1 plus 16. So, but we know how to factor that. That's just x minus 1 squared. X times x is x squared, negative 1 times negative 1 is 1. Negative 1 times x is negative x, and that happens twice. Plus 17. So now we know that our vertex is at 117. And since this is a negative sign out in front, we're going to be living in this realm. So, thus, there's a max at x equals 1, and it is 17. Sweet. I think we've done plenty of work. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Thanks. Have a great day.